Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast, journal, project, whatever you call it. This is a day 989 and episode number 989 of consecutive journaling, blogging, updating you about everyday life in fashion of journaling effort and accountability tool. So I created this project just to make sure that I have something to prove to myself, especially that I can do something consistently. I am typical procrastinator for life, and I know it's something that is different for different people. There are some traits that people might have that make it easier to be procrastinating. There is also a slight difference between procrastination and I think it's called acrasia. These are two terms that are associated to almost the same thing, but they differ a lot. And I think procrastination got the most popular and trendy vibe, so it's used in general as an umbrella for every type of person that might not do things that they're planning to do or they have to do. But there is a distinguished difference between the acrasia and procrastination, and I think that many people, if not most, are probably more towards acrasia rather than procrastination. So acrasia is basically that you have to do something and your life depends on it, or your progress or your kind of development, and you want to do it, but still you get either distracted easily or prefer to do something else, and then you feel guilt afterwards that you didn't do what you should be doing. And that's acrasia as far as I remember from the definition perspective. So you can see that it's no different from what you might hear about procrastination, but the procrastination is more towards a purposeful distracting yourself or seeking other things to do to avoid certain tasks that are of a bit, I would say, bigger importance or more weight in your life and in general. Okay, let's just stop being geeky about the definitions and let's get back quickly to the update. So it's Monday in Ireland. 2nd of June is at the moment bank holiday, which is national holiday in Ireland. In many countries it isn't, so you probably work in your country on this beautiful Monday for some, but in our case it's a day off work in Republic of Ireland, because if you know how the island of Ireland is structured, it has majority, the south and middle and kind of a little bit of northwest is basically Republic of Ireland, but there is still a piece of the north. Most of the north part of Ireland is Northern Ireland, which belongs to the UK. So the same kingdom that glues together Scotland, England and Wales plus Northern Ireland. So they use British pounds, so pound sterling as a currency. They measure they have, like, if you go to Northern Ireland or any part of the UK, you will see the road signs in miles per hour instead of kilometers per hour like in Ireland and rest of Europe. So there are slight differences, obviously, and bigger differences in culture sometimes, but Northern Ireland is very specific because it's a mixture of Ireland and the UK and you only get to know it if you live a little bit and deal with people from Northern Ireland, so you get to know them and understand that it's a very smooth transition between both, because there is no strict border or border control or anything like that. There is free movement between the borders, so you might even not realize that you are crossing Northern Ireland unless you look at the road signs and realize that they are in miles per hour instead of kilometers per hour, or stop at some shop or gas station and pay in pounds sterling. In general, there are slight, like the minute differences that you might spot if you know where to look at, but if you don't, you might not even notice that you travel between Northern Ireland and the Republic. And that's good, because I think the whole island of Ireland is in some way a unity, and just because of the history, the conflicts between and the occupation by the British Kingdom, it is what it is now, but it's an island that used to be, a Celtic settlement, and before that even Vikings were here, etc. So the idea of borders is just a human-made or man-made thing that we try to create and artificially divide ourselves into tribes and create our own governments and rules, etc., thinking that we are the right ones and this is how it should be. The other countries do it wrong or something, or maybe different because they decide that something else is better. So yeah, I always treat every country as equal. I like meeting people from different cultures because they are very rich cultures, and while it's a man-made concept, those cultures still are very valuable. So just a kind of 2 cents from my side. And it's already too long because it's almost 8 minutes of an update, and I didn't give you an update properly because I diverged about bank holiday. So that was because the bank holiday in Republic does not translate to Northern Ireland, even though many people from Northern Ireland come to our beaches and in Donegal. They obviously might have at the same time some bank holidays, but some of them they do not. So if they do not, like now, we have bank holidays, so people are off work, while people in North, they have a normal working day. So why I mention it is because obviously I have a sauna at the back, towing it to Rosnala for the last day of 3 days of bank holiday. To see, I have a couple of bookings, which is good because I was afraid that we won't get anything. For a couple of reasons. First of all, the weather is not the best. It's extremely windy at the moment, and today even many businesses are actually closing when I'm going to Rosnala. So I am a bit on a risky side because the wind is supposed to gain in strength as the day progresses from now on. So the gusts might be up to 60 kilometers per hour, which is a lot. But where I can operate, I might not go to the beach, but I can stay at the slip, be slightly protected by the dunes, so I should be fine. And it's not a safety concern for anyone, but it's more of I'm more concerned about traveling forth and back with the wind, because it puts a lot of stress on the car and on the sauna, especially the window that is slightly heated up already. So I'm still surprised that this thing is holding so well. So yeah, Saturday and Sunday were very good days, despite the fact that another thing is influencing this weekend is Rory Gallagher festival that I mentioned before. It's still happening in Ballyshannon. There are there are plenty of people there, especially that it was slightly advertised as possibly the last one to happen in the current format because of the lack of funding from the local council. But we'll see how it goes and if it happens next year. But a lot of people are drawn there, so we thought that Rosnala might be slightly less crowdy, but it seems like all of the people that meant to come to Rosnala, they came to Rosnala, and some people that were in Ballyshannon, they were just for a couple of maybe gigs and they came back here. So there's no big influence in terms of the numbers. So the Saturday and Sunday were pretty good days for us as a business. And Monday is obviously quieter, but still I have already a couple of bookings that make sense to open anyway. And just going slightly later, it's 2 o'clock, so I'm opening for the middle of the day until the evening, and then from there I will just go back home. So just a short session to make sure that some people have still chance to use it, use the sauna, and that's pretty much it. So that will be our day, assuming that I come back with the sauna intact and not break it or lose it in those windy conditions. Then it should be a fairly dull day without any major highlights, and I still managed to record 12 minutes. So thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great rest of the day or afternoon or evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet and wherever you dial in from. Hope to see you next episode and coming episodes. Stay tuned and see you again tomorrow.